Welcome to Drive Day. It's the day when I put the 1 terabyte into Danny Double D. It was going to be a different swap, but I take the 1 terabyte SSD out of there and I put that in the notebook that is sitting over in that chair. I also will take the opportunity to go ahead and fix that notebook because the back panel of it, all the clips are broken off, so we're going to go ahead and take an opportunity to swap that around too. I think I bought this eBay for like 28 bucks. I matched up to the same model number and everything. It's an Inspiron, I believe it's a 15 7000 series. It's got a 7300U in it. I recently did some benchmarks and all that stuff. Talked about moving some stuff around. Today we're actually going to get to it. All right, so one of the challenges was that I originally thought, well, I bought a 1 terabyte and a 2 terabyte, thought I stuck them both into Danny Double D, and I did not. I stuck a 500 gig that I already had and a 1 terabyte. The 500 gig was my boot drive, and the 1 terabyte was the storage, the backup storage, or for games and all that stuff. I did actually buy a 1 terabyte and a 2 terabyte to go ahead and do some drive swaps. But I turned the 2 terabyte into my external swappable game drive, and I've already got more than 1 terabyte of data on it, so I can't really, I'm using all those games, so it's not like I can back out of that and go ahead and go down to 1 terabyte, so I can still use the 2 terabyte in Danny Double D. So as weird as it is, I'm going to have a 500 gigabyte SSD as my boot drive for now, until I swap things around even more when I get a 2 terabyte drive to put in Danny Double D. So I'll have, at that point, I'll go ahead and have the NVMe as my boot drive. But for right now, it's going to be the game drive. I don't like doing it like that, but it's a necessity for the moment until I get some other things swapped around and figured out, because there's some things that I don't want to wait on. That notebook being one of them. It's been long enough. I'm starting to use it a little bit more, and I need to go ahead and update the notebook drive that's in there, 5400 speed, I think it is. I need to update that to an SSD. I just need something faster for both of my drives that are in there. So the swapping process in Danny Double D is not too hard at all. All I have to do is just pull it off the little cushions that it's set into. It's got little nubs on the SSD. So I've got that, and then we'll go ahead and stick this in the notebook, and while we're at it, we'll go ahead and put the new cover on the notebook, on the laptop, and go ahead and check that out and see how well that, it shouldn't be, it's a no-brainer. It shouldn't be too hard at all. Things are pretty easy to navigate inside of that Dell. That's the one thing I'll give them. One screw to take the back off. That's another thing I'll give them. However, those clips are really, really weak and they break so easily. So I'm hoping that I don't break them again. And this is the last time I want to open this thing up for a while. It's already got 16 gig of memory. Now it's going to have 2 SSDs in it, so we should be okay. All right, so getting into this is actually pretty easy. It's just one screw on the back here and the tape that I had screwing, holding on. As you can see, these clips are very, very flimsy. So we'll be able to swap those over in a minute. I already did a little bit of work on here, so I had to unscrew these. Very careful with the ribbon cable. Take this off the tray here, and then we'll reverse the process real quick with the SSD. If anything is really real quick. One side. And we're going to leave that on there for just a minute so I can remember how that's supposed to mount. And this drive's already formatted, so I don't have to do anything except for make sure it recognizes it. The one in Danny D is going to be a little bit more because it's a brand new 1 terabyte. So yeah, we'll see there. Anyway, next step. Yeah, I worry about that battery a little bit. Oh, it's 3 individual cells in there. Okay, I'm going to have to check that out. Anyway. Brand new. Woo, purdy. Very carefully put it in here. screw it down, and then peel. So there's still a few things I got to do. I have to go ahead and set a couple things up on the newer drive in Danny Double D. I've got to go ahead and transfer some stuff from this drive, this Toshiba 5400 RPM, onto the solid state drive that is now in the notebook. Notebook has a back cover on it. Everything's happy there. So overall, it took took a little bit of time, and with all totaled the cost, I think it was $41 for the 1 terabyte SSD. Yes, they're very, very reasonable right now. And it was $28 for the back cover plate that I bought off of eBay. So for under 75 bucks, I was able to go ahead and upgrade one computer, side grade the other, side grade both of them. No, notebook got an upgrade. Danny Double D is just going to have to stick with me or bear with me for a little bit longer until I get him figured out. But I will, and it shouldn't be that difficult. I just didn't feel like cloning that other drive. That's the main reason why I went ahead and just left it the way it was. The 500 gig is the boot drive, and the 1 terabyte SS or the NVMe drive is now the game drive, just because I didn't feel like cloning the other thing and then having to go back and swap it later. I'd rather only have to do that one time instead of 2 or 3 times. So that's it. I know it wasn't terribly exciting. It's just a typical day. I've decided, or I have chosen, I think chosen is a better word, that sometimes I'm just going to go ahead and the normal upkeep, normal day-to-day, what I've got going on, those small little projects that normally would not have made a video, maybe 2 or 3 of them can fit in a video to let you guys know why it might take a little bit longer in between some videos than others. So humor me if you liked it or found it interesting or just went along for the ride. Give me a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please do, because I have other stuff going on, including, I think, this pink one back here behind me. That's got a Dell motherboard. Came out of an Optiplex that we've redone. I've got an HP case that might go in. Let's make the HP Dell Frankenstein monster. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Still got to work on that one right there. That's going to be my server. I need to be more brave about it and just do it until I get around to it. Anyway, folks, don't forget to visit me on the other socials. Above anything else, though, be good to each other. Okay, be kind, smile, wave, hold the door open, say good morning. It is almost no effort at all to be kind. It's absolutely free, and you have no idea how much somebody might appreciate it. So that is all I have, and until next time, folks, I will see you later.